advancing inclusive governance to win back the public trust, investing with purpose to address the long-term sustainable development challenge, empowering local communities to become innovative, connected, entrepreneurial hubs in a globalizing world. In the course of my lifetime, whenever humanity has pulled together to achieve common goals, incredible watershed moments have followed. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the end of apartheid in 1994, the first legalization of same-sex marriage by the Netherlands in 2000, and the Paris Agreement on climate change in 2016. These dramatic achievements can all be traced back to the courageous leadership of a few citizens who were ultimately able to rally humanity to raise the high water mark of freedom. As citizens, each of us holds a portfolio of roles in society. As voters, parents, school principals, public officials, judges, union representatives, employees, consumers, investors, board members, bloggers, journalists, and the list goes on. Each role endows us with the power to express our values, influence others, and shape the future. The personal choices we make about how we select political representatives, what products we buy, the work we choose to take on, the companies we support with our investment, and how we educate the next generation, all leave a lasting imprint. The more we act with consistent authenticity across all our roles in society, the greater our personal impact. When, as bold citizens, we make principled choices, our voices inspire followers. And when, as a society, we unify around a common vision, large-scale change becomes possible. It's time to set aside differences and to focus on our shared interests in order to make the big changes that are required. In this audiobook, I have laid out a common vision for advancing inclusive governance, investing with purpose, and empowering local communities, all of which, I believe, will be essential to power prosperity in the 21st century. Chapter 1. Introduction. Brexit. The first tremor. On June 23, 2016, as London was lashed by a torrential downpour, Londoners dutifully trekked out to their local polling stations to cast their vote in the UK's referendum on European Union membership. In the run-up to the election, Britain had experienced the most aggressive and divisive campaigning it had seen in decades. Opinion polls in the final days before the vote suggested a narrow lead for Remain of around 2 to 4%. This certainly seemed to be the sensible choice for British voters to make. Membership in the EU, after all, affords British citizens extensive access to live and work in continental Europe and trade freely with their European neighbors. Moreover, leaving the Union would isolate Britain from its neighbors and harm its standing in the world. Surely the British people, following their long-standing traditions of moderation and pragmatism, could be relied upon to make the rational choice. Or could they? As the rain subsided the next morning, such hopes for the rational choice lay in ruins. The morning's newspapers proclaimed the surreal news. Some headlines screamed with jubilation, "We're out! Take a bow, Britain! See EU later!" While others, overwhelmed by the stunning 4% Leave victory, solemnly tried to process the shock. By 8:15 a.m., Prime Minister David Cameron announced that he would resign. The news that morning sent equity markets reeling. The FTSE 100 stock index fell by almost 9% in the first hours of trading, while the pound plunged to its lowest level since 1985, dropping 10% in 6 hours. Stocks of UK companies continued to hemorrhage over the coming days. The epicenter of the hysteria was London, which stood to lose the most from Brexit. Much of London's economy had been built on professional services, especially financial services, which are delicately interwoven with the EU's single market. Many large corporations have located their global or EU headquarters in the British capital, drawing on a large white-collar workforce from the continent. Brexit jeopardized the city's global preeminence in these fields, the one sector in which Britain's economy truly excelled. It also threatened to displace thousands of Europeans living in London.